What's going on, everyone? This is Dr. Mephisto and welcome to the ride. We're here in Toronto, and for the first time my guest is a chef specialized in French cuisine, is the chef of my favorite restaurant here in Toronto, and very interesting, guys. I can't wait for you guys to discover him. As usual, please take the time to subscribe to the channel, share with your friends, and we also have a Patreon channel, Patreon web page, where you can support us with as little of $1 a month. You can have access to some perks, t-shirts, and extra videos and content. And thank you guys for your support, and let's go. Régis.
Salut.
Comment vas-tu?
Bien et toi? Ça va,
bien.
tranquille, la forme?
Alright, sorry, let's switch to English now.
English, what's up? How are you? You good, bro? Everything is fine?
Alright, let's do this. Can you give me a quick introduction for people who don't know you?
Okay, my name is JEAN-REGIS Raynaud. I'm a chef and business owner in Toronto, French restaurant. More information about me and my background, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm French and West African from Ivory Coast. Born and grew up in Africa. I go to France for study and for school, and from France I get diploma from kitchen and chef. And after I travel a couple of places around the world. I'm in Canada for 10 years now, 2000 now.
Oh, wow.
2009, and I came here as with a working permit. Nobody. I've never been in Toronto before I came here, and tried to make it through here. Yeah.
So you said a couple of countries. Where do you go as well?
I live in Marteen for 1 year and a half. I live in London. I'm gonna talk about the place where I live and I work, not necessarily the place where I travel, but I work in England, in London for 2 years, and I do a little bit live in US, in New York for work. 2 months, 3 months. It's short experience, but it's an experience as well. And Canada now. Toronto for 10 years.
Cool. So how long have you been a chef?
Well, 22 years now.
Wow.
22 years, yes, 22 years. Yeah, it's too long.
It's too long?
Yeah, I feel I'm at the time where I want to learn something different. I don't know, because sometimes this conflict with people say, oh, if you're good at something, master it, and this is what you do. And me, I feel, I don't know, somehow I can do other things. I think I'm capable to do other things.
Right. You say you're business owner, like, so are you co-owner of the Baratin?
Yeah, I'm co-owner of the Baratin. I have a partner. Maybe you meet him before, and we have we're not the same generation. He's a little bit older than me. That's mean we all have our skills on different domains, but I think we have a good motion, because I think it's really important when you do business to find a partner that you can take something for him, and you can bring something for him. I think it's a good have a good partner. I'm really lucky with the choice.
So hold on, let's take a step back. Like, so you said you learned cuisine in France, right?
Yeah.
When was that?
When or where?
When
it was, I think I go to France in 1993. So when I was 13, I finished I don't know, college, or I finished the school.
So high school and
high school here. Yeah, high school. And after I started cooking in 96, 97. I start cooking. I do 4-year formation in France, 4-year training. And in 2000, because I'm from a little town in the center of France, like countryside.
It's in the Vosges, right?
Clermont-Ferrand, Auvergne. And I go, like most what happened in France when you're young, you leave the province for go to Paris. So there's more challenges. So after in 2000, I go to Paris to when I finish my diploma and get more experience.
So what get you into cooking?
Okay, the story is I was in sport. I was doing a lot of sport, especially soccer, and I get the family issues. My father was divorcing, and I was thinking to cook to pay my school for sports, if that makes sense. And I pull up with a lot of hours, and I just find a chef, one of my second chef, I think. He was a passionate guy, and I think he shared with me his passion about the job and the potential and what you can do. And I just explore it from there. That's where I start to cook and say, okay, maybe because the sport I was starting to getting old. That's when I started to have 17, 18. For do competition, you start at 15 in France at that time, and now it's early. But after I say, okay, I really enjoy it. I mean, I start to enjoy it and to really understand what the work was, and or you can be happy about what you're doing and about cooking and everything. This is how everything starts.
Right, and so you only specialize on French food, or you have other?
Okay, all my base technique and skill is French food, but I explore a lot of different cuisine, and I really want to even do other cuisine. In my case, it will be more fusion because French is my base, but I can work with so different spice and technique and even cultural. Unfortunately, on my business, I'm targeting the French cuisine. I mean, I can't really do other stuff or think different. But I used to be chef in a restaurant before, where I do fusion cuisine, where I do like French, Asian, French, Middle East, French, African, and it was interesting too. It was interesting.
Oh, I'm gonna ask you a question that has nothing to do with this, but are you comfortable with the car drive itself?
Yeah, let's do it.
Take the highway and
let's do it. Let's see. I never, I always see that. I always see that on the, because I follow a lot of new tech and everything. Let's do it, then. Let's do it.
Okay, cool. I'm just gonna hit the highway
first. Yeah. You do that often on autopilot?
I think it's the second or third episode now where I'm gonna kick it.
Okay.
But yeah, sorry. So and what about? Do you have also like background with like some like food from Ivory Coast and everything, or?
I have the background to eat the food from Ivory Coast, but cooking, no. I'm really short. I understand for things like cuisine. What I try to understand first why people eat that way. And it's always cultural reason. You're gonna see everywhere you even see like people walking physically. They need a lot of protein, potassium, magnesium. So you can find a certain cultural. They eat like beans, or for example in Africa it's cassava because of magnesium and potassium and a lot of things like this. First, I understand why they choose that kind of product as a main food. And after I understand the technique slowly, but I still have some lack of savoir-faire or technique, just because at that time, we're gonna talk 10 years ago, is not that much recipe about French African cuisine, because everything is by mouth. Me, I grew up, my family speaks. I grew up with my father is French, in a French environment, but in Africa. I mean,
Right.
I get some French cuisine, but I get African cuisine without really understand
Right.
how it's made. But it's something that I'm gonna come back in the future for
Right.
sure.
So as by mouth, meaning like it's transmitted by word of mouth.
Yeah.
I discovered Ethiopian food recently. And
Yeah.
I'm so addicted now.
Yeah.
I think it's like one of my favorite food to eat right now.
Really?
Yeah.
That's good. I should
It's
try.
so healthy.
Yeah, I had a bad experience with an Ethiopian restaurant, but yeah, a long time ago. You know, that's the problem. Sometimes you get from bad experience and you shut down the door and you still give another chance. But it's still a wonderful cultural cuisine.
Yeah.
The way they eat with the bread.
Right.
And interesting.
And it's still like it's uninfluenced by, colonization or anything.
That's true.
Well, I mean,
that's true.
they had some influence with, Italy. But yeah. What kind of like? Sorry, I'm super ignorant about this.
Yeah.
But what kind of food you have in like Ivory Coast? What's the?
But West Africa is the base is cassava of manioc,
Okay.
everything cassava, yam. The protein is gonna be the chicken most.
Right.
Beef, but most chicken and everything because I think it's easier to grow and it's easier to manage.
Right.
But I see now some country introduce like pork because they as well for the farming system, the farmers start to have the technique to grow this animal, lamb, of course, lamb, and after like chili, tomato, eggplant, and most of the dishes are braised. A lot of braised and grilled dishes.
Any particular names?
You have for Ivory Coast, we're famous for the atieke.
Okay.
Atieke, for people don't know, is cassava, but is a special process way that technically Côte d'Ivoire should on the pattern, but is really a specialty of Ivory Coast is a fermented cassava that they do a special way, and that's the number one thing. If you say Ivory Coast, you say atieke, it work together.
Right.
If that makes sense, what I say.
Yeah, and I was gonna ask. You said that you study why people eat certain things.
Yeah.
Do you think it's intentional to like focus on those ingredients for those reasons, like the vitamins, or it's just like it came like by iteration, like like people realized that it made them feel good, so they just continue doing this?
I think both.
Yeah.
I think both. I think both because while you see, I was reading something. For example, I take another like in try to see why, for example, China have a huge population,
Okay.
and they say it's because of the rice, because rice have twice protein than wheat.
Right.
That's when if you take the rice, understand why people gonna need rice, but you need more water to grow the rice too.
Right.
And China have the river system for grow the rice. I mean, I think is little bit of both is the climate and as well what people realize that make them feel better.
Mhm.
Like Ivory Coast is really if you're out of the city, is really manual. I mean, it's really physical. I mean, you need for endurance for
Right.
work on it to have like a certain count of calorie of
Right.
iron and everything, and you're gonna see that most of the items that choose contain this nutriment. Like I discover as well the black beans for the Caribbean. I see a lot of black beans, and if you look the nutriment of the black beans, it's a lot of iron, a lot of fiber, everything you need for workout or
Right.
do a physical job.
I love Caribbean food. I mean, I'm more familiar with French Caribbean food.
Yeah.
Well, I was. Now,
But you live in the island, in French
No,
island?
no. It's just like my family. Like I was pretty much raised in like the
Oh, okay.
French Caribbean community. So I had a lot of like Bouquet and
Bouquet.
Accra and stuff like that. But yeah, Colombo.
Poulet Colombo. Like, it's hard to find the Colombo spice. Yeah,
I brought them from Guadeloupe.
Really? Everybody brought them and said, "Oh, I find." And last time I found one guy, but he didn't taste. I was like, "It's not the really didn't taste. It tastes more."
Right.
Because Colombo is not really curry. It's more. It's a lot of more spice inside, and he said, "Okay, I don't gonna find the spice." But everybody from the island, they bring their own Colombo spice.
Right. I try to make one. I tried to make the mix myself once. Yeah. It didn't work out.
Yeah, me too. It's the same. I tried to make it.
It didn't work out.
Something is missing here. Exactly
I made a friend try it, and like, you'll get better next time.
He's be polite. He's be polite. It's good. He's be polite.
Yeah.
He's be polite.
Yeah, I have my little reserve of Colombo spices now. All right, we're gonna kick the autopilot. So, outside of cooking, like, so. Okay, hold on. Like, do you consider as a chef? Do you consider yourself an artist?
Yeah, I'm an artist. At the restaurant, it's different. It's a business. Right. Toronto is really is aggressive. Is really competitive, and it's good because so much to learn.
Right.
But as well is getting difficult to be super creative because it's more and more. There's some barriers for competition, but yeah, I think I always was, always be, and always will be an artist. And I will express my art not necessarily in food, but in different support and different technique.
That's it. Like, the car is driving itself.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so okay, I wanted to ask that too. Like, you guys are partners on that restaurant. Okay, by the way, his restaurant is my favorite restaurant in Toronto.
Thank you. It's really important. I appreciate that.
Every single person that I brought, like, was really impressed by the restaurant, the food, and even like very like big food snobs were like, okay.
Food snobs are tough.
Yeah.
We need them. We need them.
So how do you guys share the responsibility? Like, what do you bring to the table, and what does your partner bring?
Okay, that's in this case is front and back in a restaurant.
Okay.
The floor, the service, the wine, and back the prep, the organization, the design, what dish we're gonna do, where we're going. That's mean it's more in reflex with the front because I can be on the front and the back. And me, I'm more in the back, and I think that's where the balance is made. That's not, and after we have to think about the business strategy, where we invest the money, what we're doing this year, next month, in 2 months, 3 months, next year, and go on and go on. That's mean that is a different kind of job that as well, and that we do that together. And after what is on the term of the ça c'est nickel.
All right, sorry for the break. I think the heat kind of like stopped the camera for a little bit. So sorry, like you were saying that the strategy.
Yeah. After we will make a strategy. This is what we want to do for next month, next year. Me, I'm gonna design and organize the prep, the labor force, I mean people working, and the dish strategy. And him on the side is gonna work on the wine, the speed of the service, the booking system, and everything. This is all the responsibility I split for now. When one is going in vacation, the other one have to get control of the other parts. I mean, we still both of us need to know what the other do.
Right.
And that's the number one. And plus, my partner and me, we try to have a strategy to no stress and have time for ourselves. Right. Because this industry is time consuming. I mean, that's as well is really important. That is, we have trust and the sharing responsibility. And so far, it's worked pretty well. Like everywhere, sometimes it's good and sometimes we have difficulties. But the business have 4 years, and I think we are in the right path now.
Right.
The business plan model is start to be efficient.
What do you think is your strength there?
I think my strength, I would say I'm pretty good in marketing. That's outside the kitchen.
Right.
I'm pretty good in marketing.
I mean the restaurant.
Yeah, in the restaurant. I mean, for the marketing for the restaurant.
Yeah.
It's really marketing in Toronto is so important.
Yeah.
Business or restaurant or every kind is really important. I think I arrived to understand because for French people we know really marketing by nature,
right.
especially in restaurant, and I learned some reflex quick here, and I think that's why I'm good. And after designing dishes and be on spot, I think I'm pretty good to be on spot with the menu and everything. Because it's not easy to design a menu. People don't realize that sometimes you have to go. Our strategy is we say big plates, and Toronto, the fashion come in and out, and sometimes it's small plate. People want to share. That was more like 2010 to 2018. Yeah. Now the 3 plate is coming back, like appetizer, main, dessert is coming back. And I know small plate is gonna coming back again. I mean, you have to be on this tendency and find the right size plate, the right size dishes that people are gonna be comfortable to eat with, if I can put it in that way.
Right.
It's not necessary about only the taste. You have to have the good format, the good size as well.
Right. And I was gonna ask, in terms of ingredients, like you guys are always like that's what I feel like. You guys are always fresh, like from the day or something.
Oh yeah, no, we have two. I think I try to have everything maximum 2.5 days.
Right.
So in 1 day prep, 1 day like I need to have a certain number of portion on the standby, because you never know.
Yeah.
I don't want someone come and tell him, oh, I don't have it because I'm sold out.
Right.
I have 2 days and a half maximum. After I think that flavor going away, even if it's not necessarily bad, but flavor start to fade. So I try to be just on the spot, or what the flavor will be the maximum. I think that's my little secret actually. I don't try to do crazy thing, but I just try to be the freshest possible.
Mm-hmm. What I like, how often do you guys change the menu?
We have a base menu. We start with a base menu. That's some item that people are gonna come. They're always gonna be there. And plus now we have daily special. Like one appetizer day special, one fish day special, and one meat day special. Like this, we can work with market. We can have a rotation. And plus, I notice for the chef, because I'm not the only one cooking in the restaurant, we keep passion up by trying to doing things different. Because it can be dangerous to always doing the same thing. One moment you come and say, okay, I've done that for 1,000 times. I do it just because I need to do it, and that's the worst. But we try to have a room for every week to have a change or something new coming. Because we keep learning. That's a good thing. I keep learning stuff. I keep discover new technique, new dish, new plate, and.
So you actually do that, like put new dish, like. How long do you need to know a dish before you start putting it on the menu?
I think I have 1 month ahead now. With the time we're living, I have 1 month ahead. Plus, I have experience with season as well, because I start to know that now at this time of the year, this is we're gonna have access to this kind of product more, and go on and go on. I mean, based on that. Now I have the reflex, and I have 1 month. I have 1 month ahead, and as well. Sometimes we doing dishes that don't work. It happen. That's not that bad.
Oh really?
Yeah. Sometimes we do dishes it don't work. It's not about the flavor. It's just it's not the right size, or it's not the right time of the year, or it's not the profile of customer we have. It's not what they want. I mean, that happened too. But I have 1 month. I think I have my dish ready for 1 month ahead.
I was gonna say it's I find like the knowledge of knowing what's in season, it's a knowledge that's getting lost. I mean, I don't know much about it. Like I'm always struggling with this, and then when I ask people around, they don't necessarily know. Maybe it's just the people around me.
But as a professional, it's really important. Because maybe I think I don't say that necessarily it's a French culture. It definitely is French culture. In France, it's really important.
Yeah.
You know, everybody, I think it's like, even someone is no chef, he knows that this time of the year. My brother's not a chef, but he know, oh, this time of the year I buy that. Here in Toronto, I think it's different because you constantly have access to everything all over the year. That's when I understand that it's getting difficult. You have asparagus in winter.
Yeah, and it tastes like nothing.
It tastes like nothing because it comes from, but you still have this. For people, why they gonna say, oh, it's not the season of asparagus when the supermarket have asparagus here? I totally understand that for people it's difficult to understand. Plus, we are in a consuming society where disponibility is important, and I think that's why people lose it a little bit, the season aspect. But for chef is here. Not all the chef, of course, but for chef is here. For people not in the industry, I don't know. I can't talk for them. Some know, some don't, I guess.
Yeah. I have a tricky question for you. How do you advertise? Like that's what I find really hard today. Is like to know for sure if something will taste good, because everything looks so good.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's kind of a dumb question, but like, especially in French culture, like everything is about ingredients and the quality of them.
Yeah.
But nowadays, it's all about how it looks.
Yeah.
And I find that extremely challenging to know for sure that a place you're gonna have good ingredients, it's gonna taste good, and it's not gonna be just like a shit, like a tsunami of sauces and flavors everywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I like about the Baratin, though. Like every time I know this is gonna be the right way.
Thank you. Yes. I think France is like 2,000 years. Europe is not even France. Like Europe, you have like this transfer of savoir-faire about food and cooking that come from your grandmother, and go on and go on. Here is a melting pot of a lot of people from everywhere. Some bring their own cultural thing, but I think you put that in the city where marketing in North America, marketing is really important, and that's where things shift a little bit. Like people, when I came, for example, in Toronto, I remember it was most important for someone to spend a lot of money in the floor, in the table, in the decoration, than to put on the food. Because it is the business model of North America. But I think Toronto is learning a lot, and a lot of people as well start to understand that, oh, I go, it look good, it's a picture, but it's expensive, it's no good, or I don't like it, or it's no good at all. And slowly, business that is constant and do smart marketing, they get business on the long run. When you start, it's really difficult because you are in this cloud of image marketing, and you can prove your flavor because you don't have history, the savoir-faire. But if you stick with the flavor of the honesty, I will say, I'm sure that in the long term you will get back, or you will do better. It's always difficult restaurant at the beginning because of the marketing and because of the restaurant use image. But on the long run, I think you win.
Yeah. Where do you get your ingredients?
Usually where I work with, they have a couple of suppliers here. Even the supplier system is totally different than France.
Yeah.
That means it's a different organization, it's different market. It's really interesting. It makes sense as well. I understand why. It was difficult, really difficult for me when I came 10 years ago because I didn't understand. But now with experience, I understand how it works. I get from fresh direct from farm directly. I get from big supplier that get from small farm. I get from friends too. I try to avoid too much French product because I think to bring something that is at 5,000 kilometers, it don't really make sense. Just in the philosophy of to try to source local. I mean, I play 50-50. I have product from France. I try to have most of my product locally, but I have some product from France too.
Do you guys bring wine from France, or you buy locally?
The wine come from France. Most we have some locally wine, but most from France.
Right.
That as well is because that's business. That's really business, because behind they have a lot of really nice French sommelier. They're here. They're really ambitious, and as well with le Baratin, we try to work with most French people. They try to make business, or they in the same philosophy of us of doing something, of working, of create something for themselves, and we support them behind. That's why in the wine industry we work with a lot of French supplier, and that's why our wine is most French.
Yeah. Sorry, the car was tripping a little, so
No problem.
it's not a perfect analogy. The wine. I know I never go wrong with the wine there. It's also awfully expensive alcohol in Ontario. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Even if you compare to Montreal, right?
Yeah.
Should have forgot the train of. Well, do you want to talk about something else in cuisine, maybe?
Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
Yeah, like. Oh yeah, I have a last one concerning this, more business. But what's the ratio of like, creating versus doing business? That's something that I like to ask artists usually, like in the industry, because it's not always that evident. Like it's usually like you do way more business than you actually create.
Yeah, that's a really good question. I guess business take a big part.
Yeah.
I think personally it depends a lot of things. For example, if you start, when you start, you have to spend a lot of time in the business model, because you need money. If you don't have money, you can be creative. I mean, when you start, I think the business take a huge portion, like 70. We don't need to take percentage, but it take a huge portion, and sometimes it happen, even for me, you lose the passion.
Right.
You're just on the paper, you're just on the numbers, you just try to get everything float, or money coming, or new technology. Understand? The art part, the passion part melts. I would say melt. But this is where I think is getting. I will not say complicated, but this is where some people, they after this cap arrive to balance. They say, okay, now I understand the business because I'm learning, because I get reflex. The passion was out, but now I'm back in the passion, and I gotta start to balance everything for my business grow. But I will say he work by stage. One moment you really business and everything's under control, and after one moment you really creative, but you need to get back in business. I think you play like this. It's not necessary all the time 50-50. Sometimes it's 90%, 10%. Sometimes it's 70%, 30%. It's not. But business always have to be on the balance.
Right. Do you have to create a certain personal discipline to like make sure that at some point you have to go back in the creative in order to not like lose it or something?
Yeah, you have to. You have to. I think everybody that's successful in business have to be creative in somehow. You have to be, but for have these two force that the one is business and organizing, make money, and the other one is passion, design, and art. You need to be disciplined, because without discipline, I think you're gonna be tired quicker.
Yeah.
And more you tired, more mentally you're less creative, and you're less passionate, and everything gets more harder and go on and go on.
Especially if your passion is, get reflected in the food that people eat.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you have any favorite restaurant in Toronto?
Oh yeah, I have. What I say, I like this certain type of cuisine. I would say, I always try to discover new type of cuisine. I like really small family restaurants,
right?
With a small menu, but they're doing that for certain years. They bring their cultural, like right now I have a thing for pupusas, like Salvador cuisine or Guatemala cuisine is I really love it. It's really interesting. They use a lot of corn in their cuisine. It's really traditional, and that's my thing. I think for like Vietnamese cuisine, I always try to look. That's the richness of Toronto. Like you can go in community restaurant, like you say Ethiopian, and is a family or is a traditional business. They're doing simple thing, but it's so delicious. I don't have really a favorite restaurant, but I have a lot of type of cuisine that I really love, that I really like to discover.
Yeah, what do you think of? You're talking about marketing in Toronto. Like what really, it drives me crazy, but at the same time, I'm kind of amazed what people can do with marketing with restaurants. We can have people lining up for hours just to get an ice cream. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, it is. But like you say, it's a lot to learn, because if they have a lineup, someone have done a certain work to get the lineup, and when you break the secret, because most of people don't really tell, but you can find a lot of way, or you can learn. I think that it's really good to learn. Is a part of the business. You can in my position, I never judge or deny that. I always say, oh, that's really interesting, or what I can learn, what technique he done, why he put his marketing on, forget his lineup, and make things working.
Is there something like you'd like to be different?
What you mean?
The way, like, I don't know, like customer function here, or the way their mindset, the way people consume?
I'm not in position to judge. I'm in position to learn and to understand. In general, this is my way, and I find that for me, what is most important till these things are moving is create opportunity.
Right.
I mean, even in the situation, of course, there's good thing, they have bad thing. I say, oh, why these people they're gonna go in this place where the ice cream is
it's not even that good.
It's not even. I can't say that, but it's not. For me. I say I don't gonna spend a lineup on the sun for this ice cream. But like I say, if they have this situation, is a reason, and if there's a reason, is an opportunity to learn something and to say, oh, wait a minute, it's not that stupid actually what you done. Or wow, is a good move, a smart move, and this is how I see things. You can really judge how people consume, because I think in certain way they have some way I consume, like people can judge me and say why you consume this product like this. I think we all have our flaws.
You're so nice. Okay, let me take some position and you tell me what you think.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, so there's something I have a hard time with is, and I like that about the Baratin, is like everywhere you go the music is blasting. I can't stand that thing. I can't stand that thing. Like, I guess it's personal culture, but like if you sit down at a table and you're with your friend, you want to have a conversation, you can't even hear each other. That's hard. And everybody is doing this.
I'm agree with you 100%. I totally agree. But I don't know, because it depends how people they design the because in restaurants something that is really important, and I will say not only restaurant but thing that is as important as the quality of the food is the ambience of the restaurant. The ambience, right. I think you can go in a place where you feel good, and the food you have to be good, of course, but you will go because you feel good.
That's right.
And I think the definition of feel good is different for everybody. Some people, I guess, they want to have the music, they want people to talk over the music. You right. feel that it's busy, you feel that it's energy pumped up in the floor.
Right.
But yeah, it's personal. But I'm agree with you. If you go in place, you want to eat, you want to have a discussion, you want to laugh. I think technically that's what the restaurant should be, and especially now, a restaurant has to be a good place for socialize.
Right. Yeah, especially now. You're gonna laugh, but I actually left restaurants because of the music.
Really? No, I understand.
In Toronto.
I totally understand.
They just blast top 40 music. I mean, if it's loud, it's a problem, but I won't necessarily leave.
Yeah.
But if it's just blasting top 40 music, it just gives me a headache.
Plus, you have to talk louder, you get more tired because you put your voice up, and I totally understand.
But no, the bad music is definitely something that makes me leave. You know, like it really like almost gives me allergies.
What you call bad music?
Like top 40 music, like the...
okay, like you're in club.
Oh my god, like... I'm just thinking about it right now.
Yeah, I understand. I understand.
Yeah, so something else that pisses me off is the fact that people focus so much on how good the dish looks.
Yeah.
Now it's almost not relevant if the ingredients don't taste anything, because you know, like they're gonna put so much flavor and it's enough.
Yeah.
That I really have a hard time with.
I understand. That is a chef problem. It's not necessarily a chef problem, because sometimes some owner they you know, a lot of people, and that's another thing that is difficult for chef. You can cook, I think, as a chef what you like. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because you have to make dishes that people are gonna like. They still think different. Like I work with some chefs, say, "Oh, I like that. I like have a ton of mayonnaise on my French fry." You understand? Me too. Sometimes the French fry cuisine I like to have, but you have to understand, not everybody want to have a ton of mayonnaise on his French fry. And sometimes this little line that is between, I think that's a chef vision, chef palette, and chef way to do business. They cross this line between make a good dish for someone that's gonna come and enjoy the time, or make, oh, that's what I like and this is what I want to cook. And that's two things for me totally different.
Right. You said you okay, do you have another thing to bitch about?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this thing, I understand why, like, there's so much competition in Toronto, but this whole thing of, like, not being able to make a reservation in a restaurant, that drives me nuts. Like, you have to line up for, you know, you can't get away from the lining up in this city.
I don't really go downtown. I mean, that's you have more experience. Like I said, I mean, I go small restaurant outside, family business, because the same music is not all, or I like to feel I'm traveling a little bit. You know, like people speak Spanish. You know what I mean? Or you know, that's the beauty of Toronto for me. So I don't really go in I would say in a big branded downtown restaurant. Just because of this reason. I don't want to line up. I don't want to feel the music is too loud. Or I don't want to feel that I'm gonna be in a sign of competition or speed or attitude. I avoid that. I mean, I don't have experience to this kind of restaurant, I will say, but yeah, small restaurant, family business is
what you go for?
Yeah, what I go for. Yeah.
You said you also you were chef in France too?
Yeah.
So do you have any what we see is the difference between cooking in Toronto and cooking here? Sorry, in France. Yeah.
But here is because it's more people from everywhere.
Really?
in Toronto.
Oh yeah, but in France, where were you located when you?
I was located in Paris, but
Okay,
in
okay.
France is really a lot of is traditional. That means
In France?
France
Yeah.
is really traditional. It's really good because you learn what they call the kilometer zero. That means everything comes that close around that farm, that
Oh, okay,
product.
okay.
That's good, but in the same time, I'm looking in the kitchen, in the work in the kitchen for the people. I don't have that much experience at that time, but in the kitchen it was like really more it's the same. That's French. You work most the same ingredient. Now is new chef, is new generation of chef like since maybe 2000 that bring flavor from everywhere over the world and bring it in France. But when I was still it was like all traditional cuisine, and everywhere you go, you have to know the recipe. It was like the same recipe from all over the France with twist or way to use it different from restaurant, of course. But it was the same base that you improve constantly. Here is like you have access to so much spice and ingredient and produce because we have people from Spain, we have people from East Europe, we have people from Africa, from North, South. So it brings so much ingredient, and I find that it's really interesting to work with. I learn a lot of things. It's really interesting to learn.
And in terms of do you have like more pressure to reach like certain goals when you're in France? Like that's the cliche I have from well, I guess it's more like in the gastronomy and things like that. I don't know where you were working.
In France, yeah, it's competitive here. Here I find more competitive on the term of business.
Yeah.
Because sample details, for example, here you pay per hour. In France, you pay per salary. That means you can you work in restaurant, you don't count your hour. You have a salary. That means you can produce way more. You can do more. Here you pay per hour. More you bring technique. More is labor force consuming. More the price is up. Like in France, you do a shift of if you have to do a shift of 10 hours, you do a shift of 10 hours, but you don't get to be more or less. I mean, for business owner is good technically because you can do more with the same labor force. Here you have to calculate the labor force. I mean, everything is getting important.
Yeah.
If I can say like this. I mean, the France, of course, is way more technique, is way more finish, is way more a lot of things, but for a cheaper price, because at the same time people are pay for salary. It changed everything.
And it's always has to be like that, or it's just
in France, I think it's changing now. I left France like in 2004. It's been a long time. I think it's changing now because they realize that they find less and less chef. For that reason too. Here is different reason why it's less chef, because it's difficult to increase the wage per hour. But in France they find less. I think they're slowly changing the technique for keep people coming working in the industry. They have to. They have to.
Yeah, maybe like chefs are leaving the country to to make more money somewhere else.
For sure.
Capitalism is expanding.
They have this. Capitalism have this good thing and this bad thing.
Yeah.
I mean, all systems have this good thing and this bad thing.
Of course.
Just I think capitalism can be a little bit predator.
Yeah.
It can turn really aggressive. If you don't have a kind of justice on it.
I mean, competition is a leftover monkey thing in us, right?
yeah, exactly.
I was gonna. I keep forgetting my questions. Competitions, because it was really. Anyways, what's the plan for the Baratin? But you guys are planning to like scale this, or are you staying on the? how do you guys project the next few years?
Okay, 3 years. I'm shifting industry.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm planning to go back in Africa in a couple of years. This means I don't know. I know I'm here for 4 or 5 years. I guess after I don't really know how things gonna turn. With what happened today, you can just go with the flow.
Yeah.
But yeah, me, I'm going back to Africa. I'm working to do my return. This means I don't really know what kind of industry I'm going on, but the farming industry is calling me. Really, I'm really interested about farming industry. I'm planning to go back to school. That's my plan for this year coming. That's I know I'm planning to go back in Africa. Over there, a return in back coast Africa, you can't just go like this. I'm gonna work. I'm gonna go back every year. I'm gonna look what I can bring, the all knowledge I took from all this travel and all this experience, and it can be food related. Right now, farming related is what is calling me the most, but I don't know. It can be another kind of business. I don't know. I don't really know right now. But the Baratin, I'm here for 4 years for sure, and after the time will tell.
Yeah. Do you plan on going back to Ivory Coast or somewhere else?
Yeah, Ivory Coast is my first option now, but I'm still open for other options. I'm gonna look around. I start to make plans to visit a couple of countries. Ivory Coast, I have still my family over there. That means that may be the strongest option I have now. But I think I keep everything open as I can.
Yeah, definitely. Are you like planning on like buying some land there or something?
Yeah, I'm planning to buy land. I'm planning to maybe take over some family business I have, because I have some family business as well. I will say that I really like the idea to get a structure where I can have people coming to visit and have an organization to show them place to go, to be, to eat, to make a travel option for them.
Right.
That's something I'm working on. I will say that's something I'm interested in, and can be why not?
So farming / tourism.
Exactly. It's a lot of slash. That's when I can't really define the idea, but it's a lot of slash in the project.
Did you see the project that Mike Tyson did with his farm?
Yeah, for the marijuana.
Yeah.
Smart man, really smart man. Yeah. Tyson is I think is someone that is good to see, because you see the growing person and the growing character, and you see that it was really a lot of aggressive energy, and now you have a lot of wisdom energy, and it's really something to learn from this guy.
Yeah, this guy is inspiring for sure. Especially like his shift, like physically, like what he came back from, like in the past year. That's crazy, man. From being bankrupt to just starting this huge, because he does. It's a farm, but at the same time he does like luxury camping there.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
I just see about the investment and the project, but I think I will say like this. I don't. For you, I'm sure. Like now, you open the discussion. Is you always need to have someone that inspire you somehow, and in a model for push you to reach your goal and your dream. And Tyson, I think, is the kind of guy that he can. You can learn from people like Tyson.
Well, I mean, with a name like that, that's a good start.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
That's a good start. Almost there. I'm just gonna park. But man, like it was a pleasure having you on the podcast. Thank you so much.
No, nice, really nice, man.
Do you wanna share with people like where they can find you?
Yeah, you can find me Toronto in Canada, Ontario, Toronto. Toronto, the name is Le Baratin. I'm on all platforms, social media, Google and everything. And I'm in the west end of the city, Lansdowne and Dufferin. Is the old Lille Portugal area, but the best way is Le Baratin on Google, and you have all the information that you need to know. That's it. And if you see this podcast, I'm in the kitchen, don't be shy to come say hello and say hi. You know, I'm like everybody, I'm simple. I try to be cool most of the time. I think I'm cool, but I try to be cool. And yeah, simplicity, I will say, friend, or be nice, be cool. I will
Definitely,
say.
I'll put all the links in the description anyway.
Okay.
Well, thank you for coming.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you very much. I have a good time. They're really comfortable, and you know what is good is most of the time I drive, and it's cool to be drive around. It's a really, really cool sensation.
That's cool. I like to be driven around too, but
maybe I do a podcast of you one day. Who knows?
One day
Who knows?
All right.
All right.
See you around, guys.
Thank you. See you soon, guys.